everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Sylvia, and for the past couple days, I couldn't help but think about the situation that tore my heart into pieces. Let's just start by saying that I met a gorgeous man, whose name I still don't know, by the way, but wow, he took my breath away. I'm not talking metaphorically, he literally took my breath away with his stature and rugged look. I just couldn't take my eyes off him. If there were ever such a thing as love at first sight, I think this confrontation would take the cake. I mean, have any of you ever felt or known anybody who's ever witnessed love at first sight? It almost feels like a thousand butterflies are flying around in your stomach all at once. And at the very moment, it feels like you've noticed every detail about the other person as far as height, smile, hair, and even the eyelashes that protect their eyes. It's more of the external things that you noticed right away. When I approached the young man, he informed me that he was on a hunt, but he was in need of shelter. I automatically sprang into action like a superhero, offering him a place to stay where he would be warm and safe. Being so naive, I offered something that truly wasn't mine to offer, but we will deal with that problem when it presented itself. The journey into my home wasn't that long of a walk, but on this walk, the young boy did inform me that he was on the hunt for a specific creature, a white heron. And of course, being familiar with the area, I had a few clues on where I could find such a creature. Once we arrived at home, Miss Tilly, who is the owner of the house, was waiting outside with a stern look on her face. As we got closer and closer to the door, the young man jumped up and presented himself and explained to Miss Tilly why he was in need of shelter. And to my surprise, Miss Tilly agreed to let him stay the night. Once we were settled in, the young man inquired about my knowledge of the bird, but I had little information to tell him about the white heron. However, I assured him that if he needed help, I was positive I could find the bird the very next day. To my surprise, he entrusted me with his mission, and for my service, the young man, now known to me as a hunter, offered me a cash prize. Being so young and in love, I couldn't help but take him on the offer, and a deal was struck. The very next day, I set out on my new mission. I searched high and low all throughout the wilderness to find the creature that I was so desperate to spot. During my last attempt to look at the creature, I decided to climb up a tree in hopes of gaining a bird's eye view for the white heron. Once I reached the peak of the tree, that's when I spotted the white heron's location. And at that very moment, something hit me. I turned to the side and I spotted the white heron flying so gracefully throughout the air. I couldn't help but gaze at this magnificent creature, and at that very moment, I knew deep down inside I couldn't give away the white heron's location. And it was not because I wouldn't remember where I spotted the creature. I couldn't give away the white heron's location because of how precious life really is. And no one person should have the power to determine the worth of another individual's life, no matter how big or how small their impact is on this world. Even though I thought the hunter was beautiful, I had to put my childish ways behind me. After seeing the bird fly through the air with such grace and freedom, I found a new ember of joy that filled my body, making me appreciate life much more than I did before climbing the tree. As far as money goes, I can do without it. Money is more for the city folk who care about more materialistic things than the soil that's right beneath their feet. I have tried once before to live the so called city life, but it just wasn't for me. The city was filled with too many people and children that found themselves engulfed with many distractions. I found myself to be more of a quiet and nature loving individual. This is why I made the move out here to the countryside. I enjoy the fresh smell that rises with the sun and falls with the moon. The air is quite different here as well. If you haven't experienced it before, pollution, trash, and chemicals that usually surround the city air is something that you won't find here in the countryside. In the country, you'll notice the freedom of every creature reach its max potential. In my opinion, every creature should have the ability to choose how they want their lives to be lived. And it would be selfish for me or for anybody to take such a freedom away. I've grown a lot since this experience, and I hope by listening to this, you'll find that everybody's life, no matter if they are human or animal, has a beautiful meaning behind it, and no one has the right to strip you of your freedom. Thank you.